Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I'm sorry this one took so long to put out. I had a lot of stuff going on, a lot of family trips, bunch of work I had to do too for summer classes, but we're back better than ever and ready for more videos to roll out. So yeah, let me not keep you guys waiting and let's get right into this one. So this is the team we're going to be using today. It's a Mega Blaziken team and also a Mega Aerodactyl team. Basically, I'll be honest, the core kind of looks like a Mega Zard-Y Mega Aerodactyl core, but with Mega Blaziken, because in this format, I think Mega Blaziken is super underrated. Speed boost being such a good ability, being able to boost its speed every single turn, and I think it's severely underrated in this format with most of the Megas. Honestly, most of the Megas that came out in this new regulation have just not been up to like Mega Charizard-Y and like Mega Floette levels of like not viability but like usage, I guess. The closest one is probably Mega Staraptor, and even then, I'll be honest, I think he's kind of overrated, especially with other Pokemon in the format. But yeah, so we have Mega Blaziken, obviously, Flare Blitz and Close Combat being its main attacking tools. Rock Slide there as a kind of like a gotcha, because I don't think many people expect Rock Slide on Mega Blaziken, especially it can be used to KO like a Mega Charizard-Y, and then we're just in like such good position there, especially if they don't expect it. Usually paired with King Gambit due to it being really vulnerable to Intimidate, as it's probably the easiest way to shut down Blaziken. But King Gambit there with Defiant, so if it gets intimidated, it gets a 2 attack boost, so it's at +1 after an Intimidate. And it's just such a good partner for Blaziken, especially in like VGC 2016, where Bisharp and Blaziken were paired up with back in the day, like in Oras. That was like a main combo, but now that King Gambit's here, it's better than ever. Especially with a Life Orb, this thing does ridiculous amounts of damage. You'll see. Then we have Basculegion in the back. It's just kind of a good like last option, obviously with Last Respects, and then Focus Sash being much more common on it now than something like Mystic Water or Choice Scarf or something like that. It's really good. Very good late game sweeper, especially with King Gambit and Mega Blaziken or Aerodactyl being able to weaken almost everything up front. And then Sylveon, super good damage dealer, especially spread Hyper Voice with Fairy Feather, ridiculous amounts of damage. Then Moonblast there for a burst option if we need it, and then Quick Attack is obviously really good. Pixelate, being able to turn its normal type moves into fairy type moves and give it a boost is just probably makes it the best fairy type attacker in the meta right now, besides probably like Mega Floette, but that's about it. And then this Torkoal set is interesting because you'd expect it, obviously Torkoal's like a Trick Room attacker with Eruption, Charcoal, and that stuff, but no, this is a supportive Torkoal. Has all of its most of its EVs in like HP and special defense. Its defense obviously being just like super good by itself, so it doesn't really need to invest in that whole lot. But yeah, we have Spread, Burning Jealousy to try and burn someone if they try and get a stat boost. So Burning Jealousy is a fire type spread move, but if a Pokemon raised its stats, like a Swords Dance or something like that, let's say, Burning Jealousy would actually burn them and kind of just render them useless for the rest of it. But it's also like a nice attacking option. Then Yawn there too can be so good into like set up Pokemon too, and then Weather Ball as another nice like damage dealer. But especially with Weather, this thing against Weather and Trick Room, Torkoal is such a beast. I won't lie, he's such a clutch Pokemon. And then our second Mega of the team being Aerodactyl. This is kind of like a mix set, I feel, with it kind of has like regular Aerodactyl and then Mega Aerodactyl vibes mixed into it, with Tailwind usually being used on regular ones, but then Ice Fang is usually a move that's only used on Mega Aerodactyl. But it's a really good Pokemon, really good flex in case Mega Blaziken doesn't look that good into the team you're facing. But you can honestly bring it just as, same with Blaziken, you can honestly bring both and then see which one you want to Mega based on the Pokemon that they lead. But overall, I'd say this team is super solid, very fun team to play with, I won't lie. Mega Blaziken being super cool. I actually shiny hunted this Mega Blaziken recently, bro. He gave me so much trouble. Took me forever to get a Torchic. But yeah, that's the team, and I hope you guys like the rest of the video. I had a lot of fun using it. But yeah, thank you. Hey guys, post editing me here. So it turns out that during the battle recordings, none of my audio got recorded. It was just the game audio, so it just looks like I'm blabbering in the top left corner while all the games are happening. So I'm gonna do a voiceover of all the turns just to give you guys my thought process. And yeah, again, sorry about that. It'll be fixed in the next episode. Don't worry. So starting off with this team, I didn't really know what to expect going into it. There was Starmie. I just assumed that was the Mega. Furgraph made me think it was a Trick Room team with Passimian, that it was going to try and fake me out and then set up Trick Room. And I didn't really know where else to go from there. Serperior and Sylveon kind of just there as like special attackers, and Whimsicott for like a tailwind, I guess. I'm not really sure. It was a very interesting team to play against, and I didn't really know what I was really getting into, I suppose. Then on this first turn, I definitely make an interesting decision. So I'm thinking that Passimian is going to fake out my Kingambit or something, but the pressure of it having like a close combat or whatever is going to force me to protect. So I make a call here and just try and double into the Whimsicott to take it out, which doesn't end up happening, and my Kingambit ends up getting one shot. But the Flare Blitz from my Blaziken does end up bringing the Whimsicott down to its Focus Sash. On this turn, I kind of just want to protect my Blaziken as it already has one speed boost, and I want to get another one off so I can match his Tailwind that he got set up. And Bad brought in Basket Legion here just to Aquajet the Whimsicott, or here I actually Liquidation because I assume Whimsicott wants to switch out and I can hit whatever switches in for like some good damage, while Passimian can't really touch my Basket Legion due to it being a ghost type. But what ends up happening is he uses Earthquake, killing his own Whimsicott, but since he moved first, Liquidation actually ends up going into himself, meaning that I get a double KO without really meaning to do anything, while Blaziken also gets his speed boost up, which I thought was hilarious going to it. I'll be honest, this turn I didn't think would go in my way at all. I was kind of assuming Starmie was going to Mega and then try and kill my Blaziken, so I try and switch in Torkoal to see if I can mitigate that, and then I'm assuming Sylveon's going for a Protect, but just in case it doesn't, I aim a Flare Blitz straight at it, and it actually ended up working perfectly in my favor due to Starmie just protecting itself for I'm actually not sure whatever reason. Maybe thinking a Last Respects was going to go into it, and then Sylveon trying to do a Hyper Voice or whatever, but my Blaziken is obviously faster, and then with a Sun Boosted Flare Blitz, there's no way it was surviving that. And then he actually ends up forfeiting, which is perfect for me, and that's the end of game one. So it actually went really well in my favor, considering the fact that I didn't really know what he was planning on doing. So looking at this team, I've seen this team a lot before. It's a like a mega setup type of team where they either bring Mega Delphox or Blastoise depending on which it just looks better into your own team. And then the rest of them are kind of just there as support, with Incineroar and Sneasler providing Fake Out and Intimidate. And Sinistra being able to heal up with Hospitality and redirect with Rage Powder, and then Annihilate just there being like a really good Pokemon. Mainly, it gets Rock Tomb is what it's been using a lot since Mega Charizard-Y has been running still. So I decided to lead with King Gambit, Aerodactyl, just to try and like pressure them as much as I think is possible, with Basculegion and Sylveon in the back to clean up whatever the rest of their Pokemon is. Again, here, I kind of make a crazy call. With Sneasler and Blastoise as the lead, I kind of assume Sneasler wants to Fake Out, as I think the pressure of a close combat, just like last game, would make me want to protect, and then try and set up with Blastoise Shell Smash if they want to. So I actually double into the Blastoise, expecting it to Shell Smash, which it does. So super huge call by me. It ended up working like fantastic, ended up being super good in this game, and I think this call, like this first turn by itself, might have actually won me the game with how good of a play it was. I'll be honest, I kind of messed up this turn because I took too much time deciding whether I wanted to Kowtow or Iron Head the Blastoise, because I assumed he's going to swap, and I just didn't know which move would cover more Pokemon on his team. So I ended up misclicking on Aerodactyl because I was running out of time. I ended up Tailwinding instead of dual wing beating the Sneasler as I originally wanted to. So King Gambit ends up dying here, but at least I get a Tailwind up, which does help me during the battle. But definitely a choice of all time on my part. Yeah, that was definitely my bad. This turn was fairly simple. I just like expected, like, I don't know, I'm in the front seat right here, he's on the defensive, so I kind of just hyper voice and dual wing beat and just hope I hit whatever. So for the next following turns, I'm kind of just looking at how well the rest of his Pokemon pair into Basculegion, as I think it's really good into this the rest of these Pokemon, with Aqua Jet being able to knock out Blastoise, and then Liquidation for Incineroar, and Last Respect for Sinistra. So I kind of just try and get rid of Sinistra in whatever way I can, because I think it's probably the biggest threat to Basculegion sweeping the rest of his team, and that's kind of just the thought process I have for the rest of these turns. So he ended up setting Trick Room, which was really weird. So in this turn, I still kind of just aim to get rid of the Sinistra, but he starts trying to Intimidate cycle my Aerodactyl. As he intimidated it first, he parting shot it, and then he sends Incineroar back out to just kind of weaken it as much as possible, because he's not doing a whole lot of damage. But Sylveon by itself with Hyper Voice is able to do most of the damage, so I'm honestly not too worried about it, as he kind of just tries his best to maneuver around my team, even though there's not a good chance that he's going to be able to beat me, especially since he doesn't know I have Basculegion in the back. Yeah, Aerodactyl is doing no damage in this turn, even though it gets a dual wing beat off into Sinistra with all those, like, it's -3 right now, so it doesn't even look like it's going to get a 2-hit KO. And then I just protect Sylveon just to try and conserve it as much as possible to get some good Hyper Voices off into him. Here I just win the game by getting a dual wing beat off into Sinistra again, which is able to knock it out, fortunately. And then Flare Blitz from Incineroar into Sylveon actually doesn't end up killing it, but the recoil from Flare Blitz ends up putting it in enough HP for a weakened Aerodactyl to end up killing it, as Hyper Voice actually killed the Sinistra. So very fortunate for me. I think the first turn is definitely the thing that won me that battle, without a doubt. Super good call on my end. It was a nice try by my opponent, but just having your Blastoise get sent to like 2 HP off of 1 Kowtow is like ridiculous. Kingambit's just so good in this team. So for the start of this battle, I'm not too sure what this whole team is trying to do. I'm assuming it's Mega Raichu Y, and from the first look at things, I kind of just see how good Torkoal is into this team. I'm thinking he's going to Trick Room with Mimikyu, and then being able to prevent the snow with its own drought, since Torkoal is slower, so his weather is going to be the one that's set up. It just seems too good not to lead with. So I try and lead with Blaziken Torkoal just to get that extra damage on my Flare Blitzes. And then I just have Kingambit and Basculegion in the back, as they're just some of the best late game sweepers. So he ends up leading with Ninetales and Mimikyu, which is the perfect lead that I wanted to go against, because here I think I can Rock Slide and then just to do good damage to the Ninetales and then break Mimikyu's disguise. But I accidentally misclick and press Protect on accident. I still got the Yawn into the Mimikyu, but it ends up using a Swords Dance, which actually, looking back on it, a Burning Jealousy would have been so good for that. Being able to burn it straight off the rip would have been so good. But yeah, misclicking Rock Slide here for Protect was just so unfortunate for this game, I'll be honest. So in this turn, I'm still kind of upset about the Rock Slide slip up. So I just Rock Slide again to break his disguise and Burning Jealousy just to try and get some spread damage. But he ends up swapping to Melodic, so I end up doing not a whole lot of damage to that. And then Mimikyu ends up one-shotting my Blaziken with +2 Play Rough, which is just so unfortunate. If I broke his disguise, I would have been able to just Flare Blitz it, not causing me any troubles at all. And this game definitely would have gone way differently if I didn't lose Blaziken this early into it. But, you know, it happens. It's okay. Some games aren't going to be perfect. As I see that Mimikyu is asleep, I kind of take it as my chance to just get rid of it with Iron Head. I'm not really sure what this Melodic wants to do. I kind of just assume it's going to Muddy Water, but it actually ends up trying to Hypnosis my Torkoal. I'm so lucky that it ended up missing since I get the Yawn off into it as well. So pretty good turn for me, but still on the back pedal after losing my Blaziken. Here on this turn, I see Raichu come in, and I kind of just assume he wants to use Muddy Water and then Zap Cannon or Focus Blast or whatever, so, or even, no. I think he wants to Fake Out me, so I just double Protect to cover for anything he's trying to do, just to even scout out like his own Protect or whatever it may be. But he ends up Fake Outing and then swapping back into Alola Ninetales, unfortunately getting rid of the Sun for my Torkoal. This turn just absolutely is, what a turn against me. So I try and Sucker Punch the Raichu, which ends up working. It unfortunately isn't enough to KO it, so the Focus Blast does end up killing my King Gambit. And I'm thinking Torkoal is going to be able to clean up the KO on the Raichu, but the Ninetales ends up knowing Encore, so my Torkoal gets Encored into Protecting. It was just, what a but a rough turn for me. This absolutely just kind of killed me. I won't lie to you guys. I tried to Aqua Jet the Raichu this turn, thinking I can get rid of it, but it ends up protecting because obviously it does. Torkoal's still locked into Protect, and then the Ninetales reveals Freeze Dry on my Basculegion. And this is kind of the part where I knew I'm just cooked. Like, I need to get rid of the Raichu, I need to get rid of the Alolan Ninetales, and I don't really have a good way of doing either. So I kind of just know I'm cooked here. I won't lie to you guys. I just kind of try and stall this turn, but he ends up swapping out Raichu for Melodic. It's just another turn where I'm just trying to delay the inevitable, but in reality I know what's probably going to happen. Alolan Ninetales ends up being faster than me. This Alolan Ninetales was just brutal in this game. It was able to Encore my Torkoal. It was able to Freeze Dry my Basculegion. I ended up missing Rock Slide. Well, no, it protected on the first turn, but it was the death of my team. I'll be honest. I didn't expect it to do this much because I kind of expected the set to be more of like a Blizzard, Aurora Veil, Encore, and like Protect, but no, having Freeze Dry and Encore just absolutely decimated my team, and I end up losing as Basculegion gets knocked out. Torkoal can't do anything against the three of them as Melodic gets a coil off, meaning that Hypnosis will like most likely land on it, so I know it's cooked, so I just end up forfeiting. Unfortunate game. I really do think that first turn like destroyed not my chances of winning, but definitely did not help them in any sort of way. So unfortunate game, but you just have to take your losses and head on to the next game. So when I see this team for the first time, I kind of just think that it's obviously a Mega Golurk Trick Room team. I love Mega Golurk a lot, but it's kind of difficult to use. The thing that trips me up the most here is Cloudster. It kind of just looks like a regular Trick Room team, except they just added Cloudster. Maybe it's their favorite. Who knows? I think it's pretty cool, but I kind of just plan on playing this as it's like just any other Trick Room team. I just assume he's going to lead like Sneasler, Farigiraf, try and fake out instead of Trick Room. So I lead Blaziken, King Gambit just to try and kill whatever I can. And then I think Torkoal's going to be really good here. So I bring him because he's good in Trick Room, and then Basculegion for a late game sweep. So he does end up leading Sneasler and Farigiraf, which is really good for me. Here, I think I'm making the same call, because what usually happens is when someone leads like a fighting type into a King Gambit with Fake Out or something like that, I feel like most times they assume that I want to Protect because it's 4 times weak to fighting and I'll die to any fighting type move that they have, and just try and like Fake Out like its partner. But here I take that risk again. I Flare Blitz the Sneasler and then kowtow the Farigiraf so I can just get whatever damage I can on whoever, whether it be like, it probably won't kill the Farigiraf, but getting it really low or either killing it or bring the Sneasler down to Sash, and it ends up working. Trick Room does get set up, but at least I get to Flare Blitz the Sneasler, as it would have caused me a lot of trouble for my King Gambit. So Clawitzer does end up coming out for Sneasler. I'm not really sure what he wants to do. I'm assuming he's just gonna double, like or he's gonna Aura Sphere my King Gambit and then Psychic my Blaziken. So Blaziken in Trick Room kind of just gets shut down by anything, being pretty frail. So I kind of protect my King Gambit and then just let Blaziken die to whatever. Honestly, he ends up Muddy Watering. I think I would have let my King Gambit not protect and then maybe like Sucker Punch. No, because he's slow. I probably would have capped out the Clawitzer. Maybe it would have killed. I'm not too sure how defensive it is, but it could have gone better. But it's not the worst thing in the world. This turn, I'm not sure why I didn't Sucker Punch the Clawitzer. I thought I would have been faster than him, but no, he's definitely mint speed for Trick Room. But Torkoal comes in, I'm thinking Muddy Water. He might try Muddy Water again, but no, he does Aura Sphere. I should have clicked Sucker Punch. It's okay. It ends up working out. I'm able to get a Yawn onto the Farigiraf. I'm not sure why they did this. They get rid of their own Trick Room by using it again. I'm not sure why they did this, because it ends up being a huge disadvantage for them, because I can bring in my Basculegion now and it's able to sweep his entire team. Yeah, so this turn I have absolutely no worries whatsoever. I'm able to just comfortably click Last Respects into the Clawitzer and just protect my Torkoal just in case it tries to do anything to it. But Farigiraf ends up showing it has Thunderbolt. So I'm thinking it's fine because it gets put to sleep after the Yawn and it's revealed he has Golurk. So I know for the next turn I'm absolutely set, since all I have to do is just like Weather Ball the Farigiraf and then Last Respects into the Golurk. So exactly what I said does end up happening. Golurk ends up protecting. I end up trying to Lash Effects into it. I didn't want to protect her myself. I thought they would, but just in case they do try to attack with Golurk, due to its ability Unseen Fist, I'm scared that if it has something like Thunder Punch or a coverage move like that, or no, like Poltergeist itself, it would be, even with a 1/4 damage through Protect, it would be able to kill my Basculegion. So I think it's better to just have the offense on it, and even if Farigiraf has a chance of waking up this turn. And it ends up falling asleep still, so I'm thinking the only way to win for them is to get a double protect on Golurk. But they don't even try and double protect, which I think is crazy. I don't know why they didn't do that. So my Last Respect comes off into the Golurk. Obviously it one-shots. I didn't think there was any way it didn't. Even though it crits, I don't think the crit mattered too much, I'll be honest with you. And then Farigiraf wakes up. It's able to Thunderbolt my Basculegion. And then here it's kind of just a Torkoal v Farigiraf, but Farigiraf is too low after 2 Weather Balls. There's nothing it can really do to take out my Torkoal, and I end up winning the game here. But yeah, this game was interesting. I think that at the beginning, I was doing a good job with Blaziken. I think the Clawitzer scared me a lot more. No, I think I should have been more scared by the Clawitzer, since Aura Sphere was able to kill my King Gambit. Muddy Water does a lot. I probably should have prioritized on taking it out earlier. I got really lucky that this guy decided to end his own Trick Room. I'm still not sure why he did that. I couldn't even tell you, like, the thought process. Maybe he wanted to like set it up again, but he just never had the chance. Well, he did have the chance, but he didn't. So I'm not sure what he wanted to do. It was still a good game. Came down to the wire. Torkoal's just showing how clutch he is on this team, being able to get rid of the weather statuses as he's the slowest on the field usually, and just being super good into Trick Room teams as it's able to yawn everything and just deal like some nice damage with Burning Jealousy and Weather Ball. But yeah, overall, really good team. I got really lucky here, I'll be honest. I don't think I should have won this if he didn't remove his own Trick Room. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. I'm so sorry that it took me so long to get this out. I know I was really busy with a lot of stuff, trips, homework, schoolwork, actual work, but it's okay. It's all done now, and videos should be rolling out just as they were before. So thank you guys so much for the patience, and thank you guys so much for watching. If you really liked the video, please subscribe, and don't worry, I'm going to be rolling out videos just as much as I was before. So yeah, stay tuned for the next one, guys. I will see y'all in the next video. Peace!